Well, hello everyone, welcome back. But we're not in the kitchen today. Right now, we're in the garden, and I'm digging potatoes. The plant has died, and I'm going to see how many potatoes that I can harvest from the few that I put out this spring. And I got a good little handful of them, actually. I had enough for probably 2 meals, and that's not too bad. So today we're going to make a roast in the crock pot with new potatoes and carrots. So we're going to start off now salting very well both sides of a roast, and this is about a 4-pound chuck roast. And then we're going to sear it in a pan of olive oil. We're going to sear it on all sides. Then I'm going to slice up an onion and have that ready to go in the bottom of the crock pot before I put the roast in. So like I said, we're going to turn the roast and sear it on all sides, even the edges. And I like to use kosher salt or sea salt, actually. The coarse sea salt gives that a little bit of a crust or a crunch on the outside of that roast. And then we're going to add those onions to the crock pot and then just put that seared roast right on top very carefully. And I've used a fork for that because I didn't think I could handle it with the tongs. And I had beef broth in the freezer, so I thawed that in a pan of hot water to pour over the roast, and I had 3 cups of beef broth. So I've already peeled my carrots, and I'm going to cut those into about 3-inch pieces, cutting into big chunks. And then we're going to cut those potatoes in half, and some of them were small, some of them were a little bit bigger, but I actually was pretty proud of the amount that I got. I only put out 4 potatoes, and I got this much in return, so I was kind of happy about that. We're going to add those carrots and potatoes to the top of my roast, and we're going to put it on high heat for about 5 hours. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of black pepper to the top of all that, and we're going to cover it and just let it cook. This roast took about 5 hours on high heat. Low heat would take about 7 hours. So we're going to make the gravy now for the roast and the potatoes and carrots. It's 2 tablespoons of butter and about a half cup of flour, all-purpose flour. And with your whisk, you're going to mix that until smooth and let it cook for about 1 minute. Then we're going to dip the drippings from the roast into a cup, and you want 3 cups of drippings. If you don't have exactly 3 cups, you could add some water. Pouring your broth over into your flour mixture in your skillet, and then you're going to whisk that until smooth. So once you have your gravy made and it is all smooth, we're going to dip out the vegetables and the meat out of your crock pot onto a serving tray. And this is where I like to let it cool for just a few minutes. And then I'm going to trim all of the fat off of that roast and then tear it into pieces with 2 forks, just into serving size pieces. So once you get all of the meat tore apart and it has been trimmed off, you could go back over, mix your gravy until it's smooth, and then you could serve that on the side out of a gravy bowl with a ladle, or you could just go ahead and pour it over the whole serving dish of meat and potatoes and carrots. So if you enjoyed my video, I hope you subscribe to my channel.